Okay guys, so welcome back to another Scrapping Irish video. On this one I have a monitor, but why am I scrapping out a monitor on for you guys to see? Because surely everyone has seen a monitor being scrapped out, or you have scrapped out a monitor. So one of the reasons I decided to do this one is because the fault on it says fan coming on but not powering on. So when I seen fan coming on, I said, why has the television or the monitor got a fan in it? So as you can see, if I turn this around, she has a fan. If I plug it in, it'll help if I put it the right way around. You can hear said fan and I can feel it. So why has this got a fan in it? Why does this need to be cooled down? Is there a reason that it needs a fan? Is the processor that strong? Now I have checked to see does this power on or anything like that, and it doesn't. Yeah, I've done all that checks on it, so it's not powering on. So that gives me a good excuse to scrap it out. So I'm going to switch it off. Now remember guys, and I'm going to unplug it, because I had this plugged in, even for them few seconds, the capacitors inside will more than likely have a charge on them now. So be very, very careful if you do something like that. Do not take risks. Again, I'm doing this video myself. I'm taking the risk upon myself. I'm not telling anyone else to do this. This is just me deciding to do a video. So and we want to see. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to take the, I suppose, the center case off. By the looks of it, it's a center one, and we might, you never know, we might even fix the problem. Yes, Raphael, did I say the word fix the problem? Not a chance. I scrap stuff out, you know that, Raphael. There's no fixing. I know Raphael was there saying, oh, he's going to try and fix it. I know Raphael will try and fix it. I know a lot of other scrappers will try and fix it because they might get more money for it than the scrap value, because again, scrap value is the lowest amount of money you'll get for any item. So if you can fix it, if you can resell it, do so. But I do these to see what's inside them, to get gold recovery material, stuff like that. So usually I would not try to even attempt to fix something. Now if I see a loose wire in here and it's as simple as plugging the loose wire back in, I'll do that. I'm not going to be that daft or stupid, and then I'll have a spare monitor for myself, or I'll have a monitor that I can sell to someone. But unless it's something as obvious as that, I ain't even going to try and get out multimeters and stuff like that to see where the current is breaking, or why the current isn't coming. But if I see like a ribbon wire has come loose going to the display for the monitor, or for the LCD screen, or the LED. This is an LED, I think, isn't it? Yeah, LED backlit. So she's an LED backlit monitor. So if I see it's something as simple as a ribbon wire isn't in correctly, of course I'm going to just push it in, and we'll have it a working monitor. But other than that, I ain't going messing with it. So just in time now, before everyone starts complaining, oh, why didn't you try and fix it? It's not what I do. Sorry guys, I don't attempt to do that. I'll leave them there, and we'll see, will this case come off? Yes it does. Okay, so straight off I can see some nice boards. So again, watch out in case there's still power in this power board, guys. Be very careful. So I'm just going to have a quick look and see if all the connections are in correctly, which they are. And this one here is in correctly. This one here is incorrectly. This is the one going to the screen, so I presume it's going to the screen. So I'm going to plug that out and plug it back in, and then we'll do a test. So that's unplugged out, and try and get them back in. I'm wary of touching anything in case I short it out. and there we go, get him back in there. So he's back in. Again, cable is okay there. That's your on off switches. So again, you have your on switches, your power. So what I'm going to do in a second, I'm going to plug this in and we're going to double check to see if that made any difference. I'm just making sure they're the speakers. I don't see anything else that could be causing the problem. There's no little fuse that I can see that I can check quickly. No, I don't see anything there that will give away the reason why it's not coming on. I've checked all the connections. As I say, everything seems to be connected in correctly. No loose ribbon wire along here. Some nice gold pins up along here. And power board, there's nothing. Again, as I say, Raphael would get out his multimeter by now and he would be finding the problem, where if it's not an obvious problem, I ain't going to look for it. No, everything looks okay to me. So again, I'm going to plug this in. So again, be careful now when plugging this back in, guys, because we are live and touching anything here could electrocute you. So again, do not ever attempt this unless you are 100% sure you know what you're doing. So our fan comes on straight away anyhow. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to stand our TV up. You won't see this, but I will, because I'm going to round to this side and I'm going to hit the power switch. And nada, not a thing happening. So again, still completely dead. Hit the power switches, hit all these buttons here, nothing. So that is going to mean we might as well take it fully apart. So again, switch it off. Fan is off. And just pull out the cable again, so to make sure that nothing can bypass or anything like that by mistake and get electrocuted. So what am I going to do next? Again, just because Raphael will be given out to me, I'm going to take off this frame next and see if there's anything obvious there, because there may be a ribbon wire going underneath here that I have missed. And then again, this body, which normally will be plastic on a lot of monitors, is actually iron or steel. So you can see here, so it weighs a nice little bit. So again, you can see the magnet sticks to it. So that's steel, steel, steel. Even the sides are steel. I was hoping to be aluminium, but they weren't. So they are even steel. So it does weigh a nice little bit of steel in it. Again, we can already see that the main board has a few little bits on it. It has chips, IC chips. It has another chip here. So it's got a few bits. Power board, as you can see as well, guys, has a bit of copper on it, so a couple of spoons of copper. I like the gold pin connectors up here. There's some nice gold pin connectors going along here, and that's about it. Not major on this, but the real reason I took it apart was because of the fan. I thought if there's a fan, there might be a really good processor in here, but there's a processor on it. You can see there, that's the main processor, but nothing special. I was hoping to be gold cornered, or it'd be maybe a removable one or something like that from a PC or something. I thought maybe that was the reason, that there was something like that in it. But no, they have a fan on it because it must overheat, it must get hot, and they decided to put a fan onto it to help with the cooling issues. So, but maybe this one, the fan didn't work correctly, it overheated and blew something in it, and that's why we're not getting a screen picture. But the inside of it is in pretty good nick. Doesn't look like it was used. There's no dust, there's no spider webs or anything in there. So again, this looks like it didn't get any abuse. Must have someone bought it, turned it on, and nothing happened. So brought it straight back to the manufacturers, and I ended up getting it in the end in that e-waste pickup. We're almost got all the screws out. So if it's something simple, we'll do it now. Before I go any further, of course, I'm going to have to take a picture for the thumbnail. So this more than likely may be the picture for the thumbnail, may not be the picture for the thumbnail. So we'll go there, we'll focus. Okay, picture is taken for the thumbnail. That may be it, may not be it. Now we have to see, okay, we have another screw here. This could be awkward now. This could be where we end up no longer worrying about repair and it's actually just scrap out. So this could be the stage where we go from repair to scrap out. Okay. Now I'm not going to be able to pull that out because that's attached to the board there, but it may let... Oh, there goes the screw into the middle of it, which I didn't want. Have we any screws on the outside, along the frames, none along the side. I'm just making sure before we go prizing this apart. Okay, so what do we do? How do we get this apart without making a dog's dinner out of it? This looks like it could be a scrap out video after all. Because it's very hard to remove this for some reason, because there could be a screw going into it somewhere. I'm going to pause it there for a second, guys, while I move the camera to get a right look at this, because again, when you're scrapping and you're trying to lean over cameras and stuff like that, it makes it a bit harder. So let's we have a look here and I'll be back to you in a second. Okay guys, so I've got the frame. It was just a matter of putting my fingers in over here and lifting. So I've done that and we managed to get the frame up to here. So this is where it gets tricky. So I'm going to remove this one, I suppose. We take him off and he should hopefully let us come up a bit higher if I move him under the speakers. So he's coming from under the speakers, so awkward is the word. They put everything so tightly spaced, or little space I should say, not tightly spaced, so I can't go any further than that unless, oh I can get him in under there. Okay, so we have him removed from there. I'm going to remove him from over here again. So remember where these went, guys, because I won't. And I'm going to have to remove which other one is holding. There's something holding. I'm going to have to look underneath. Okay, it's this one here, which is coming up along here, which is coming down here, coming over here. So it's this one here that seems to be holding it now. Oh, guys, did I just see something? Did I? Oh, no, it's not. I thought there was something disconnected underneath here, but there isn't. Now, will he come out without breaking it? Doesn't look like he will. Looks like there's some sort of glue over it to hold it in place, so I can't really do much. So I'm going to have a look under here. I'm sorry you guys can't see what I see, but okay, there's a plug here that I might be able to remove. It's just under here, guys, so if I can remove him, yes, look at that. So we can get a better look inside here. So again, I can't believe how delicate I'm being here on this to see if I'm able to repair it or not. So again, we have a connector down on this side, which is secure. We have the main cable going up in under here, so we're going to remove that and see if it's something As imagine if it was just a loose connection in here that got pulled out. I'm going to see what type of connection it is. So that's obviously bringing the picture one anyhow. So if it's going to be anywhere, the fault is going to be here, I presume. Unless it's a chip blown on the board, of course. So I'm just checking all the connections here seem to be tight. Does that pull out easy? I'm going to have to put my big head in front of it for a minute, guys, to get a closer look. Sorry about that. No loose wires, no wires seem to be broken. Clips are here, so if we press the clips on each side, we'll remove that. And we'll get a look at this. All the gold connectors seem to be okay. As you can see there, everything seems to be okay. So I'm going to give this one more go. I'm going to plug this back in and I'm going to reconnect the wires. And if it doesn't power up this time, we're going to call it a dud. So again, it's just a matter of lining them up and pushing in on both sides and make sure both sides are in. Okay. Can't believe the effort I'm going to for something I'd normally just scrap out and break up into little bits. So I'm going to push this over the top this time. I'm not going to bother connecting it. So again, we're just reconnecting over them. So we're connected. Then we have two more connections to put in. We have this one up here. People are probably saying, what has happened, Scrapping Irish? Why is he trying to repair something? I'm just doing it because Raphael would give out to me if I didn't. And I'm going to put that in there. And the last connection, bring that up there, is down here, under here. If I can give myself a bit of leeway on this one. Don't have much to play with. I should have maybe left that other connection off for a while. So this is why I don't repair stuff, guys. It drives me insane. All these fiddly little bits. Easier to take it apart than put it together. Okay, we are back together. So I'm just going to slide that down there. Everything is back in nice and tight. Power cables here. That's connected back in there. That's your on-off switches. I checked the remote as well, guys. I have a remote for it to see in case there was a switch problem. That was the first thing I checked, was the remote, and see would the remote work it, but it didn't. So here we go one more time, last time. If not, she's getting stripped out for scrap, guys. So again, because I have everything so loose now, as in screws and everything, I have to be twice as careful. Fan on. Hold everything together. Sorry guys, again, I can't, because of the way the cables are, show you what's happening. So on the front screen I have no light. No power light coming on down here. Nothing happening. Holding the switch in, not even a flicker. You know, sometimes you might get a little flicker to say that it's coming on, but nothing. And we'll get the remote just in case. So this was the remote, and we're going to press it at it. Zilch, nothing. So all my effort for nothing, and that's why I don't do repair stuff, because you could spend half an hour or more trying to repair something and it can't be repaired. So unfortunately this one is non-repairable for me. So what does that mean, guys? It means I get to scrap it out. So we've already taken off most of it. Might as well just finish the scrap out. So this goes from an attempted repair to a scrap out. So straightforward now. Screws out. So this is the only one that could be faulty, is that thing there. And we've put it back in, we've changed it around, we've done, ooh, now hold on, before I go any further, I think what they've connected is the wrong way around. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to see if we can maybe connect it this way. Does she connect? Does she line up? Is there only one way of connecting? Looks like there's only one way of connecting. It'll only go in one way. So, because you've got, yes, she can only go in one way, guys, because you can see there, if I bring her closer, zoom it in, let me zoom it in for you. Ooh, you can see one of them is blanked. So that means the pin can't go in there, so it can only go one way. So that, I was hoping that maybe that was turned the wrong way around, and maybe that caused it. And it's impossible to do it the other way on the other side as well. So no, that solves that problem. Go back. So that solves that problem. It was connected because there's only one way to connect them. But imagine then if someone came on afterwards and said, why didn't you swap the to put it in the other way? That's what the problem was. So it's not, before anyone starts in the comments. There's only one way that can be connected because of the pin setup. Which one is holding it? Might as well pull out all these cables. No point having them in now. So again, be careful, because there was a charge in the boards, but it'll be more over on the power side. I'd be expected it to rattle me. Come on guys, what is down here? Down in this corner. There we go. So there's our power board off. And again, we'll just, not our power board, our main board. Disconnect what I can, and then I'm going to have to cut what I can't. Come on, no, don't have time for this. As another scrapper would say. Boom, boom. So she's never going back together now. Boom, and boom. And underside. And underside. Okay, so board off. Couple of nice chips, gold pins. On the underside, nothing at all. Again, don't see any burn marks, anything like that. Actually, I do. I see something here. So you can see a bad solder by the looks of it. Let's zoom in. So that may have been the problem there, guys. You can see there's no space between them two, and that may have been causing a short out or something. So that may be the cause of it, may not be the cause of it, but too late now to worry about that bit. So that board, put it aside. We have some speakers. If anyone has a use for them, they're here. I'll take them off. Speakers. And nice bit of steel in it, so that's one good thing. So that will go to Pop Scrap into that collection of steel that I've been building up for him. So again, power board, I'll be a bit cautious around what I touch in here, because there may be a bit of power left in little capacitors. Might as well take this one off because it's joined onto it, and we can separate it once we have both of them off. Again, just pull the pin out. So there's our power board. So what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to try and see if we can, if there's any power still left, we'll spark them out. Doesn't seem to be. So rub the chisel. No, it seems to be okay. So what have we got? We have a power board with some nice copper on it. So we've copper spools here, 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 and here, and the main one in here, and that's kind of it. And then over here we have on this little daughter board, or whatever some people call them, that one, some nice gold pins, some chips, and that's about it on there. So again, not too bad for the size of it. And what have we left with here? We're left with our switches. So again, there will be silver in them. So we have some silver. Oh, another screw to take out. Disconnect the main part from it. So, and again, another few switches which will have silver in them, silver contacts, and we've got our fan, last thing to come off. So we'll take off the fan now. That was the reason I went at this. I thought it might be something simple and we might be able to do a repair, and I'd be able to tell Raphael that, look at this, I can do repairs now. But unfortunately I don't have the skills or patience to do it, the equipment probably as well, or the knowledge to do repairs. If it was straightforward repair, I'd try it. If it's something that involves a lot of reading of power and circuit board powers and what's not working and what could be causing it, ain't going to happen for me. Take this off again, remove this one. So we have a bunch of wire, fans and stuff, so that'll go into my to-do bin, and we'll cut ends off and we'll see what's in there. My steel, into the steel for Pop Scrap. Now what have we got? We got to take this one off. So again, this has the gold in it. This time I made a job of taking that off. I should have pressed that first, and then that would have released it, but sure, we'll worry about that again, won't we? That was a stupid thing to do. There we go. So there's the gold pins on there, and again in here we'll have some gold pins as well, so that can go into my gold pin collection. What's left to take off? We have a little board down here, again tiny board, nothing major in there. It'll just be some sort of thing. So while I'm at it, I'll take off these which are holding in the LED screen. So this was a nice telly at the time. It would have been, I don't know what year it was made. It was made by LG Displays. So I can see on the sticker there it's LG Displays. So it would have been quite a good monitor at the time. Backlit LED. I can't see a date of manufacture, but again the serial numbers and stuff like that would probably give it away. Light code. Trying to make out if I can make out any date there at all. Can't. And no, nothing. So I'll just remove. All I'm doing is taking out the LED so the frame can go in with my shred. No other reason. Some people might get away with throwing this in with into the shred, but I don't take the chance. Again, especially when I'm giving it to someone else, giving it to Pop Scrap, so I don't want him getting in trouble by bringing all the shred to the scrapyard, and then they find it is not properly sorted, and that could be him in trouble with them. So that's the reason. Again, some steel retaining clips or retaining brackets can go with the rest of the steel. And pull this off, take out the LED, there we go, LED, and that's it. That's the scrap out, guys, which started off with maybe a repair and ended up being a scrap out. So sorry to disappoint you, Raphael. Didn't get to do a repair, but got a lot of more boards and stuff to work on. So guys, thanks for watching the video. Again, it's a bit longer than normal because usually scrap out I tear it out quickly, but I want to see if I could repair this first, and then ended up being a scrap out. So you get an attempted repair and a scrap out video at the same one. So guys, thanks for watching, and give it a thumbs up, and keep looking for that gold, guys. It's coming soon, them videos of the gold refining. There won't be, and gold recovery, because we're coming into summertime, or we are in summertime, depending on when you watch this video. Could be winter time when you watch this video, but I'll be getting outside and doing a lot more gold recovery stuff. So guys, thanks for watching, and catch you on the next one.